Maverick 100.9, Aggie Land's Country Alternative. I am speaking with Ben McPeak today. We got like a McDouble dose of music for you with
Right.
McPeak. What's up, Ben? How's it
How are
going?
you? It's going good. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm stoked to have you. You know, I've seen your
Um,
music come across my desk for so long, and the music world, it doesn't ever work in our favor to where we've got to meet up. That's a sucker.
has it made a good coaster, or does it just go to the trash, or do you actually use it? I'm just
So
trying to get a sense.
fun fact, I have never thrown away anything an artist has ever sent me.
Nice.
And that's
All
in
right.
15 years of radio. So you can imagine what
I
my
respect
house
that.
looks like and how nuts I drive my husband.
I can appreciate that. Well, that's good. I respect that. That's awesome.
And the one you're bringing to us today is Tailgate Talking, which I
Tailgate
don't
talking.
know if you know much about Aggie Land or
I
Texas
do.
A&M, but
Absolutely.
we a tailgate town
I was gonna say you're tailgate partiers for sure.
for
Yeah,
sure. Now, I'm
absolutely.
sure what you're talking about is a little bit more romantic than that, but tell me a
Well,
little bit
maybe. I mean,
about
there's
this
some. Yeah,
single.
yeah, so this song I wrote with a guy named Michael Farron and a guy named Philip Lamons. And I had this title. I was in Nashville doing some writing sessions, and these guys write for Curb Records. I write a lot with Curb, and we were there. And I just had this title and said, man, I like the way it kind of rolls off the tongue. I said, I don't know really the premise of the song, but as we started talking about it, we just all started kind of reminiscing. And we all grew up in the country and, tailgates, sitting on tailgates and, bonfires and beer and all that kind of stuff kind of goes hand in hand. So the song's it is maybe a little more romantic to your point. It's kind of about a character whose biggest significant life event happened on the back of a tailgate. So, and not to give too much away, but he gets a lot of knowledge from his grandpa as he was a young kid sitting on a tailgate. And then from there his brother goes off to war, and the tailgate kind of becomes their place where they had their deepest conversations. And then lastly, he proposes to his woman, on the back of a tailgate. So it's kind of neat. I like those story songs. I'm a '90s kid, and those '90s country songs, seem to be making a comeback. And I'm a sucker for a good story song. So it's one of those.
I have my own tailgate stories. I think we all
Do you?
do. Oh,
We all do that.
goodness.
Yeah.
It's funny. So mine are more of a drive in a truck, but
Yeah.
they both line up together. That was me and my dad's favorite pastime. He would specifically make mixtapes. Yes, cassette tapes.
Oh, I love it.
Uh-huh. He would make mixtapes and we would drive for hours and listen to them. And then when I met my now husband, Adam, 8 years ago, he lived with his mom. So like going over to his place to hang was not necessarily a deal in the beginning. So
Right.
we would just drive and share music with one another.
That's great.
And so yeah, being on the tailgate and being in the truck has kind of been the best place in my life.
I love that. Yeah, and I've gotten so many, messages from people that, really the songs really resonated with them, and just a lot of different stories. And yeah, so it's a good song. I'm real proud of it, and I'm excited that that it's being played out there. And I think like I said, the comments I've gotten so far have been great. So yeah, I think it resonates with a lot of people, especially if you grew up in the country, and the tailgate has always been kind of a place to to hang out, for whether it's your first kiss or you're just hanging out with your friends by the lake, or bonfires, all that good stuff.
I think you got a song on your hands that'll stand the test of time,
I
unlike
hope so.
cassette tapes.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
we're going to debut it for everybody now on Maverick 100.9. This is Ben McPeak and Tailgate Talking. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. Tailgate Talking, Ben McPeak is with me here on Maverick 100.9. Of course, everybody can stream and download this single now, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's on all the streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever is out there. It's on all the places to get your music.
And I'm actually going to be starting a Maverick playlist on Spotify for y'all. So be looking out for that. You know, all these artists
Cool.
that we interview. I want to give y'all the support that we can. And you're going to have a whole lot more heading our way throughout the year. Isn't that correct?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. So we've been heavily in the studio. I've been heavily writing a bunch of material. So yeah, that's the goal. That's the plan.
And how did working, if you guys don't know, Nate Kuhn is the drummer for Aaron Watson. How did that relationship start, and how did it come to he's the one that's actually been producing your music?
Yeah, so I've been mostly for the last few years, I've been doing a lot of my stuff in Nashville and just kind of access and, just been writing so much up in that area. And John Michael Whitby plays with me a lot. And he has been good friends with Nate for a long time. And he and I were talking about it, and I said, man, I'd really like to cut something here in Texas and kind of get back to the roots in Texas. And I know there's great musicians here. And I said, you have any thoughts? He said, man, you ought to talk to Nate Kuhn. He said he's really become a tremendous producer. So I reached out to Nate, and he and I hit it off, and we've become really good friends. And he's done great work. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I mean, obviously, I'm sure all your listeners are very familiar with Aaron Watson, and Nate's been producing his stuff as well for the last few years. And so it's been great. Good relationship.
That was a note I was actually going to tag in there. As you know, I just talked to Aaron back in February, and we were talking about ever since 2020, he's just been recording in his wife's closet, and him and Nate have been working together on all the production, and what they've been coming out with is beautiful. And I agree. I'm so proud of everyone learning how to grow, during these tougher times. And maybe they're not as tough anymore. For some they are. But I'm just really excited to see the adjustment and the creativity that we've all learned throughout the chaos of the past few years.
No, I agree. And I think a lot of people had to pivot and figure out different ways, for us, and you and I were talking about this offline. So one of the challenges for us, in the first year when we shut down, I think we lost 67 shows. And we were playing a lot more in the public realm, doing a lot more shows. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall, and I actually pivoted during that time period to keep my guys busy. We started doing a lot more corporate events, private events, because I saw that was kind of what was opening up and more opportunities. So it's been good and bad. It's been good because we've stayed busy and we've continued to play a lot. But the bad part is, I've got a lot of people that want to see me play live shows, and we've got a bunch of commitments to the end of this year that have kind of kept us from doing that. So I'm hoping, towards the end of this year, we're going to get some more things lined up, and hopefully in your area as well, and, get back out there playing in front of some people.
That would be so exciting. But remember, it's a marathon, not a race.
That's the music business in general, right?
It really is. And you've got the right idea. You're working towards it. And we're just happy that at least you're putting this beautiful music out for us. And
thank you.
I want to ask everyone to follow along on the fun, because I think we're going to start hearing from you a whole lot more, whether it's in the next few months or even the next few years. Y'all have got to get on the Ben McPeak train, okay?
I appreciate that, Corliss. I do. I appreciate all your support and how you support everybody else in our industry. So thank you for that.
Of course. And thank you for joining me today on Maverick.
Thank you so much.